me across the universe for a while, across the distance, across the miles, searching every inch of the skies. I'm the girl with the sun in her eyes, head in the clouds but feet on the ground, hoping you'll find me this lifetime around. What's up, nerds? It's me, Shay, and today, rhymes, we're going to be talking about DNFing books and why I personally DNF books and why I'm okay with DNFing books, why previously I was not okay DNFing books, etc., etc., etc. And what books have I DNF'd already this year? We're going to talk about it. So get ready for that discussion. Let's start with why I'm okay with DNFing books. That was not always the case. I very much used to be one of those girly pops who would just power through. Most recently, it was around 2019, 2020, around in there, was the last time that I powered through to finish a book. It was actually a book series, and it broke me. And it caused me to go into a reading slump to where I didn't pick up a book for like a whole year. Not because I was busy, not because I was doing other things, but because I didn't want to read. Because I had just pushed myself too much to finish books that I did not want to finish. Learned my lesson. Okay. I also learned my lesson on pre-buying series instead of just buying the first book, reading the first book, and seeing if I like the series. But I digress on that one. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about DNFs. So, what was that series that I pushed myself to read? The Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black. Yeah. It was not, if you look at my reviews, I think the first book was 4 stars. So I didn't have a terrible time with it. It's just, if I didn't have the other 2 books already, I probably would not have completed it. And I definitely wouldn't have after the second book. So there's that. And absolutely, I think I hated the third book. I don't remember. See, I blacked it out. I just remember I did not like the trilogy. So, and it put me in a reading slump for a whole year until, I believe, Sorcery of Thorns in 2023. So this must have been 2021. Sounds about right. I don't know. I'd have to look at my Goodreads to verify the dates. Time is a construct. We live in a society. I don't know. But that's why I'm okay these days DNFing a book. I'm not about to put myself in a reading slump anymore. If I don't like a book, I pretty much know within the first 100 pages. And if I'm on the fence about something, I will give it a shot. I will keep going. But I'm pretty much instantly like, okay, it's gonna be a no for me, Susan. So that's why I DNF. That's why I'm not ashamed to DNF, because reading's supposed to be fun. Reading is supposed to be fun. Also, I don't rate my DNFs typically. There is one exception to that rule in this stack that I'm about to show you. We'll get to that. But Other than that, I typically don't rate my DNFs on like Goodreads because I just don't think that's fair. I just, you know, say that I've read them and I'll leave a review on why I DNF'd it, but I typically don't give it a star rating just because I don't think that's fair. What have I DNF'd this year? Let's talk about it. Okay, got my handy dandy reading planner here. Look at me being Blue's Clues. So the first book I DNF'd was in February. So it didn't take until February to, actually it only took until February, that's more like it, to DNF a book. I remember I was upset when I DNF'd it because it was in February and I was like, oh man, it's only February and I'm DNFing a book already this year. I was super bummed because of the book that I was DNFing. It was a book I was pretty excited about. And that book is Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher. Came with the pretty sprayed edges and everything. And shocking, it's a romantasy. Yeah. I got 134 pages in and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Why did I DNF it? Let's talk about it. I wrote, usually when I'm reading, while I'm reading, I'll take like little bullet point notes in my reading planner so that I remember what I'm going through when I'm going through it. I wrote disappointing, insta-love, prose disjointed and doesn't flow, main characters one-dimensional, so sad. And that was just within the first 134 pages. So that's not great. And it's 379 pages. So I read a good 1/3 of this book. And 1/3 in, I hated the characters. I hated the writing. And I hated where we were going. Like, she met this man and she was like, I love him. But Daddy, I love him. And I'm like, you don't even know his name, Susan. Like, what do you mean you love him? He's a man, first of all. Okay. Second of all, you don't know his name. You just like him because he's naked. Couldn't be me, whatever. So that was the first disappointment of the year. It does not get better. You heard it gets better, it does not. In March, we DNF'd only one other book, but it was close. Honorable mentions to Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Another highly anticipated book for me. The only reason I did not DNF it was because it was for a workbook club, so I had to finish it. But if I wasn't reading it for work, I would have DNF'd it so hard. Because when I tell you, one of my favorite things to read is a live person, dead person. My favorite thing. It's one of my favorite things. I don't know why. And I don't know what that says about me. We're not going to get into it, but I love it. Okay. It's the angst, right? It's the angst for me. And she did it so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hated everything about it. This is an honorable mention because I literally was so close to just DNFing it and like pretending I read it. The 2 stars that I gave it were for the dog in the book. Because that was a good dog. It was a good dog. Well, the first bullet point is a swear word, so I can't say that. I swore. Skimmed near the end. I skimmed it because I just could not anymore. Ended like I thought. So I read like the first 100 pages and I was like, okay, this is how it ends. And yep, it did. Disappointed. that's all I thought it deserved. So, but I did finish it. So, yay me for that one. Anyways, our true DNF for March was another highly disappointing and highly anticipated read, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I don't want to talk about it, but here I am talking about it. I'm so upsetty spaghetti. Yeah, I said upsetty spaghetti. That's how mad I am. I'm trying to find where I wrote about it in here. Hang on. Oh, here it is. The notes for this. So this was a highly anticipated read for me this year. Gorgeous, gorgeous edition. Believe it's Owl Crate, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's an Owl Crate edition. I wrote, and I quote, boring. 120 pages in, what has happened? Main character is whiny and annoying. Set aside. We'll finish at end of month. I did not finish it. I DNF'd it. DNF'd it pretty hard because I set it aside and then I kept thinking like, oh, I'll pick it back up. And then I just kept getting hit by like extreme dread. Like extreme dread. I did not want to pick it up. It was like a visceral reaction, like, bleh. So no. Like I saw where the little boy, like, not the little boy, like, well, he's little to me because they're young adults, but the romantic love interest, okay, I was like, it's supposed to be enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers. Where? Nobody told him. Did anybody tell them that they were supposed to be? Because I'm not seeing it. Where? Boring, dull. People are like, atmospheric. Didn't get that either. I didn't feel anything. You know what I felt? Bored. I felt bored and annoyed. Main character is so annoying. Absolutely hated it. Am I destroying your favorite book? I am so sorry if I am. But look, it hurt me. It hurt me to not like this. And just the choices that were made here, character-wise, because I see what she was trying to do, okay? I see what she was trying to do, and I see where she was trying to go with this, and I understand that. It's not like I don't get it, okay? I get it. I see where she was going with it. I see what she was trying to do. My problem is you bored me to death to get to there. You know what I mean? Like you bored me to death on the road to the point. I'm not going to hang in there, babes. I'm not going to hang in for 2/3 of the book for the 1/3 of the payoff. That's not what we're doing in this house. You got to keep me hooked from page 1, babe. I don't have time. You see all of this? I don't have time to waste on you. So, there's that. I'm sorry. I get worked up. That one I get worked up on because like I'm really mad about it. I'm like honestly upset about it. The next book I DNF'd was in April. This book I knew I was going in and I was going to DNF it. So it was no surprise. And that book was, it was on my TBR, not my TBR. Well, yeah. It was on my shelves for, I'm not lying to you, like 15 years. I got it when I worked at a bookstore, which was back in, I'm dating myself here. Remember, I'm 87 years old. I believe 2004, 2005, around there. So, nope, 2006. So almost, yeah. Let's see when it was published. This book was published 2006. Oh. So keep that in mind. So I knew going in, I was like, I'm gonna hate this. It is YA from 2006. I'm gonna hate it and it's gonna be bad, but I have to give it a shot. It's been on my shelves for literally almost 20 years. Like 17 years. Glass Houses by Rachel Kane. It's not a very long book. It is, I made a bet with myself. So it's only 239 pages. So I was like, I'm gonna get 50 pages in. Anybody? I'll give you a minute. Give you a minute. How many pages in do you think I got? I'll wait. Wrong. 4 pages. I got 4 pages in. I wrote, the only 2 bullet points that I wrote, DNF, pick me energy. In these 2 pages, 4 pages, sorry, 4 pages, the amount of, I don't know why everybody's picking on me. I am so smart and skinny and pretty. Like, I'm just like nobody, and I'm like so smart. Like, and I'm just like nobody, but I'm like so smart. And like, I don't know why everybody's like picking on me. I'm like nothing special, but I'm like so smart and pretty. Okay. Understandable, right? Thank you so much. The next DNF did not come until July. So we did pretty good until July. This might hurt some of you, and I'm sorry for that. Faybound. And I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, the author's name, when I say this. Sarah El Arafi? Did I say that right? I don't know. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. Another one that I wanted to love, right? I got this gorgeous Waterstones edition. Bought it on Pango because I was like, I'm gonna love it. Right? It's by a POC author. It sounds so interesting. Let's go, sisters. Let's go, fantasy. Let's go, fae. Let's go. Interesting magic system. Let's see what we said about that. I made it 73 pages in. So not the full 100 that I like to do before I stop reading a book, but I'll tell you why. So I wrote, good world building at first. Slightly stilted prose, but it works with the story and isn't hard to stay connected to the story at first. Insta-love. Flat characters. DNF. Oh, the way I was so disappointed. Not compelling characters or plot. Yeah, I was like, you promised me lesbians and you gave me this. You promised me fae lesbians and an interesting magic system, and this is what I got. No lesbians. The lesbians are over in 73 pages. Do they come back? I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I care not to know. And also a little bit confusing. The world was a little bit confusing because I was like, okay, I'm in it. I'm here. I understand. There was camels. Cool. But then there were rainforests. And I was like, now I'm confused again. So just visually, I was like, where are we? How? I was trying to conceptualize. It just wasn't very clear for me. And I'm a very visual person when I read. I see things like a movie in my head when I read. And so if I'm not able to see things in my mind's eye, I'm like a little bit frustrated. Sometimes I can overlook that only if the plot is good, only if the characters are compelling, only if all the other things are fantastic. This was not. And last, at the time of filming this, in August, we have The Stark Descent by Kaylin Josephson. And I believe I did not get very far. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, 17 pages in. Got this stunning, beautiful edition. I believe it's Owl Crate. Beautiful, beautiful edition. I wrote, oh, hi, Papa. I wrote good writing. It was not the writing. Same old YA fantasy world. So that was a little boring. Very horse girl energy. If you're a horse girl, you will like this. If you're into YA, you're into YA fantasy, and you're a horse girl, you're gonna love this. Just wasn't vibing. I just wasn't vibing it. You know what I mean? Like, we already know I'm not really vibing YA in the first place. And this was my YA pick for the month. And I tried for 17 pages, which sounds bad because it's only 17 pages, but I'm already coming out of a slump, and I wasn't about to force it and put myself back in a slump when I was like, okay, it's giving Katniss on a horse, you know what I mean? But not in any kind of way that is revolutionary, at least that I can see. The setup to the plot was very same old, same old. The world was very like, I just didn't see anything new, and maybe it got better. I don't know. I will never know. I'm so sorry for that. If this is your favorite book, I am so sorry for this, but I tried for 17 pages. I just can't. I can't put myself in a reading slump for horse girl energy. Look, I love horses as much as the next girl. I would love to own one day. I'm never going to because I'm poor as heck. But you know, it's just a dream, right? Well, it's my dream. Buy some land. Put a house in the middle of the land. Just in the middle of the land. Build a fence so nobody can get in. Okay. Build trees behind the fence so nobody can see. Have cows, have some horses, have some goats, have some dogs, more cats, pigs. Oh, pigs. This is the dream. Does nobody? No? Am I the only one who wants these things? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, so those are my DNFs so far this year. Hopefully not too many more. You're seeing this later than I'm filming this, so I at least haven't had more than one DNF in a month. That's good. Probably just jinxed myself on that one. Also, I didn't count the books that I put in my finisher pile that I have unhauled. I want you guys to let me know down below. Do you DNF? Or do you push through? Do you feel bad for DNFing? Do you feel FOMO for DNFing? These are all things that I have felt in the past. I don't feel bad anymore. If I DNF, I DNF. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And I don't feel like I've missed out on anything anymore because I tried it, right? I tried it and I don't like it. And that's okay with me now. Especially with romantasy and YA. Those are the big two. As you can see, yeah, romantasy and YA are literally the things that I've DNF'd all year. Okay. I just realized that. Well, I'm going to take my Harry Potter looking ass and I'm going to go put these books back in the bags where they belong. And I'm going to go. Oh, also, you know what the absolute worst thing is? When you think you're going to absolutely love a book, right? You think you're going to like fall in love with it, but you're hesitant, right? You're hesitant, you don't know. And it's a special edition, right? And you wait, and you wait, and you're waiting. And you're almost 50 pages in and you're like, oh wait, I think I like this. And then you start to annotate it. So you write in pen in the special edition book. And then you end up hating it. So now you can't sell it on Bingo because you've written in it. Not words, well, only in the front, where it says lore/important info, scenes, for the tabs, for the different color tabs. So now you have to figure out where you can unhaul that. That's not for money. So that's fun. Don't you just love that when that happens? Speaking of annotating, that video is gonna come. That's a video. Okay, so that's all there is for that. Please let me know down below your DNF habits. If you DNF, if you don't DNF. DNF sounds weird now. I really want to know. I'm gonna go practice my potions. Until next week. Later, nerds.
In the clouds, but feet on the ground, hoping you'll find me this lifetime.